Coming up, we're going to take a look at the top 10 2022 NBA free agents because the grind doesn't stop here at Chat Sports, and that's why you subscribe, because we're bringing you the best NBA coverage year-round. So hit that red subscribe button down below or go to youtube.com/chatsportstv. You're watching NBA Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Chase Senior. Hit me up on Twitter and Instagram at Chase_Senior. Today's show, where we take a look at the top 10 2022 NBA free agents, is presented by Manscaped. If you want the best men's grooming products and the best men's grooming tools, you go to manscaped.com/chat, enter the promo code chat, you get 20% off and free shipping. I'll be sure to put that link in the description as well as the comment section of this video. So we start by looking at the big five, as we're going to categorize it here, because these guys, by far and away, the best potential free agents next offseason. James Harden, Kyrie Irving, Bradley Beal, Russell Westbrook, as well as John Wall. All of these players have player options, so they could do what Kawhi Leonard did this past offseason. They could elect to opt out of their contracts to become free agents and hit the open market and sign back for more money. That's probably what some of these star players are going to end up doing, but technically free agents next summer, so we have to break it down here on the show. We're going to take a look at each of these players specifically. Let's start with James Harden. According to Malika Andrews of ESPN, she reported a couple weeks ago, after the Nets had agreed to a contract extension with Kevin Durant, that the Nets also working toward an extension with James Harden to keep this big three together of Kyrie, KD, as well as James Harden. He's due to make $42.7 million in base salary this upcoming season, and it's my belief, and also the sports books' beliefs, that the Nets going into the season are going to be title favorites. Easy to see why when you have an elite trio of Harden, KD, and Kyrie, because these guys are some of the best scorers that we've seen in recent modern NBA history. James Harden last year, even though he didn't have the same amount of shots that he had in prior seasons with the Houston Rockets, still able to put forward 24.5 points per game. He's going to rebound the basketball at a very elite rate and also dish it too. And it looks as though he can play on-ball, off-ball very, very effectively for the Brooklyn Nets. So Nets, moving forward, going to be very dangerous, and only time will tell, as if we'll see KD, Kyrie, and James Harden continue to team up as a big three, because Kyrie, like Harden, also has a player option next year. This guy has been putting up monster numbers for a really long time, especially when he's hit his peak from 2017 to this past year, when he averaged 25 points per game. The handle is certainly elite. His ability to get anywhere on the floor and get a shot off is simply great. Base salary of $34+ million going into this season, and I think he's going to be on the hook to make a lot more than that. We talk about this dynamic trio. Man, if this trio for the Nets was able to stay healthy this past year, and maybe even if KD's foot, his toe, was behind the three-point arc in that second-round series against the Milwaukee Bucks, you might have been looking at KD, Harden, and Kyrie in year one potentially winning an NBA championship. They only played 8 regular season games together. Still, though, tantalizing production from those three guys in a variety of ways, especially in the scoring department, because all three walking buckets. I want to pose this question for you because it's a hard one, and we like to pose hard questions for you. Who's the better player of Harden and Kyrie? Get into the comment section and get your votes in. Type JH for James Harden, type KI for Kyrie Irving. Let me know what you're thinking about this one. I'd probably side with James Harden because simply he's available the most out of these two. Today's show is presented by our friends at Manscaped. It's summertime, which means we're spending a lot of time outside by the pool, and you don't want to be trotting around the pool with the hairy sack, a hairy chest, hairy back, and your beard just looking all grimy. You can take care of that with the brand new Lawnmower 4.0 from Manscaped, and we have you hooked up with 20% off and free shipping on the Lawnmower 4.0, as well as all of the best men's grooming products from Manscaped. If you go to manscaped.com/chat, enter the promo code chat, that deal will then apply at checkout. The Lawnmower 4.0, very versatile like Kevin Durant on the hardwood. 4 interchangeable blades, a battery life that lasts forever. You got to see what I'm talking about. And if you want to see what I'm talking about and get 20% off and free shipping, just go to manscaped.com/chat, enter the promo code chat. We move ahead on this list with Bradley Beal. The Wizards, I think, have done a good job this offseason of surrounding Beal with some solid talent. I think they're a more well-rounded team going into 2021-2022 than they were last year when they were more of a top-heavy team. Obviously, you're without Russell Westbrook, but I think that actually adds a little benefit and a little bit of an advantage to Bradley Beal and this Wizards team because I think they're going to be better because they simply have more options. Is he going to request a trade? Obviously, in the offseason, he has not yet. But if the Wizards get off to a rocky start, and they're one of the worst teams in the Eastern Conference, and Bradley Beal does have that player option, do the Wizards and that front office just say, hey, this guy finished second in the NBA scoring title behind Steph Curry. He's one of the best bucket getters that we've seen over the last 5 years. He's still young, under the age of 30. Should we try to trade him and get a haul back and just simply press the reset button? The 2021-2022 base salary there, it's a pretty solid number, but Beal is going to make more than that in his next contract because this guy is just truly an elite scorer. 31 plus points per game, very efficient, shooting a little less than 49% from the floor. Certainly a situation worth monitoring if Bradley Beal is going to remain in the nation's capital. From Beal to Russell Westbrook, who left Bradley Beal to team up with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, this is going to be Russ's 4th team in 4 years. There's no question he's one of the most acrobatic and breathtaking athletes that we've ever seen take the hardwood and lace him up. He's just so maddening late in games. But is that going to be solved when he has better options and the best options of his career, in my opinion, with both LeBron James and Anthony Davis outside of just Kevin Durant? I think the trio of Westbrook, LeBron, and AD, they're going to be extremely dynamic, and I like what the Lakers did this offseason with kind of rounding out that roster with a lot of shooters and floor spacers to make the fit of Russell Westbrook make sense. Maybe he decides to opt out if this upcoming season is a disaster in the City of Angels, but Russell Westbrook last year, I understand late in games and in the playoffs, he can make some head-scratching decisions because what makes him great, his competitiveness and his hustle, also is his downfall because he just makes some head-scratching decisions late in games, but the production is certainly there, and it is still certainly elite. Triple-double averages this past year. You simply just can't make that stuff up or coach it. Russell Westbrook has been built in a lab. I think the Lakers are title favorites next year. Do you think they're going to win the Larry O.B. next season? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Predict that one for me in the comment section right now. I think they're in the thick of it, just like the Brooklyn Nets are in the NBA. John Wall, certainly not the player that he once used to be. And his salary, it's one of the worst across the NBA. The base salary this upcoming season of $42.7 million. Now, when John Wall was in his prime, before the injuries took place, before that torn Achilles, he was looked at as one of the most dynamic athletic forces in the league. A really good combo guard / point guard who had the athleticism of a Russell Westbrook or a Derrick Rose before he tore his ACL. And I thought Wall rebounded okay from injuries last year with the Houston Rockets, and he was one of the go-to options for that Rockets team. And when you look at the raw numbers, they're pretty solid, little less than 21 points per game. The assist numbers around 7. But the efficiency has gone off a cliff the last few seasons. When you have a guard who plays point and combo guard, shooting around 40% from the floor, not from distance, that just isn't good enough, especially when you're considering that you're paying him more than $40+ million. John Wall as a player right now, at one time coming out of Kentucky, he was an A or a B for me. What is he now after those injuries as the production has slipped just a bit considering that contract? A, B, C, D, or F? Get your letter grades in the comment section right now. And let me know what you think about John Wall currently right now if he does end up becoming a free agent. Some more free agents to get to and some more names that we must hit on before we head out of here today. So we talked about the Big Five as guys with player options. How about the unrestricted free agents? There are a bevy of them who can really change the course of your franchise. The one who can do that the most is Zach Lavine. I think he's going to stay in Chicago because of what the Bulls did this offseason by signing Lonzo Ball to that 4-year, $85 million contract. You're paying big money to DeMar DeRozan. You traded for Vucevic last year. I think he's going to go back to Chicago, and those contract talks continue. Lavine wants to get the bag. Here's the only problem. The Bulls don't have a lot of money to give him. Aaron Gordon going from the Magic to the Nuggets gives you a lot of value as a two-way player. He's never going to be the offensive player that we once thought he was going to be. Gary Harris went back to Orlando from Denver in that trade that included Aaron Gordon. He's just okay. He's getting paid a lot of money. No chance he gets paid that when he hits the open market. Goran Dragic, we'll see if he gets traded away from the Raptors. I'd like to see him go to a team like the Dallas Mavericks to team up with his fellow Slovenian buddy in Luka Doncic. And then Ricky Rubio is going to start the season with the Cleveland Cavaliers. And over the last few years, he's been popping all over the place in the NBA in terms of going from team to team. Other notable nuggets to get to. Zion Williamson and Ja Morant. They are both eligible for their rookie max extensions, the same rookie max extensions that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Trae Young, and Luka Doncic all signed this offseason. Is Zion going to sign that with New Orleans, or is he going to bet on himself to try to hit the open market and make massive money and go to a large media market like maybe New York City if the Pelicans don't have that success? Ja Morant last year was a breakout superstar, and I think he's on the verge of being one of the best players in the NBA. And then DeAndre Ayton, a restricted free agent. He is up for an extension right now, but he and the Suns have not come to an agreement on that. I expect Ayton to also secure the bag because he improved his stock mightily during the playoffs en route to the NBA Finals. So sound off for me before we hop on out of here. Name your favorite 2022 NBA free agent. We just brought you 10 guys and a couple of others who might hit the market as player options, unrestricted free agents. Let me know down in the comment section. And also another reminder to subscribe to everything that we're doing here at Chat Sports. We're approaching 270,000 subscribers. A big reason for that, our year-round NBA coverage. YouTube.com/ChatSportsTV or hit that red subscribe button down below.